Ukraine has destroyed a Russian BUK air defense system, Kyiv's military said on Thursday, publishing a video which appears to show its forces annihilating the equipment in a fiery blast. The BUK M1 was taken out as it was preparing to launch missiles, the press service of Ukrainian Special Operations Forces, SOF, said on its Telegram channel. It was discovered by operators of Ukraine's 3rd Separate Regiment of the SOF during reconnaissance operations in one of the most active areas. The SOF published aerial drone footage which purports to show the moment the air defense system was struck in an empty field, causing a fiery explosion and plumes of smoke to rise into the air upon impact. Our operators transmitted the coordinates of the enemy target to the rocket and artillery unit of the defense forces. The BUK M1 did not have time to fire a single rocket as it was promptly destroyed, it said. The BUK M1 didn't have time to launch a single missile, it was promptly destroyed, the statement added. The video was also shared on X, formerly Twitter, by Ukraine's defense ministry, which wrote, "The Russian BUK M1 air defense system was preparing to launch missiles, but something went wrong. Ukrainian artillery left no chances for it." The BUK air defense system is designed to be deployed against enemy aircraft, helicopters, cruise missiles, tactical ballistic and aircraft missiles, and guided bombs in heavy enemy counterfire and radio jamming conditions, according to specialist website Army Technology. The upgraded version of the system, the BUK M2, has been used by Russia's military since 2008 and is capable of simultaneously engaging up to 24 targets. It can engage aerial targets from a distance of between 3 kilometers, or just under 2 miles, and 45 kilometers, 28 miles, Newsweek previously reported. Kyiv's military has claimed to have destroyed a number of Russian BUK air defense systems throughout the war, which began with Russia's invasion of Ukraine in February 2022. In January, the SOF released a video that it said showed its forces destroying 3 of the systems in a single week. In 1 week, 3 enemy BUK air defense systems were hit. Near Ukraine's eastern Donetsk region, the press service of the SOF said on its Telegram channel, sharing a 1-minute clip of the efforts. The press service said Moscow lost 3 BUK air defense systems, with 2 9C-36 detection and targeting stations on the Donetsk front lines, thanks to the professional actions of SOF operators. Operators from the SOF's 3rd Separate Special Forces Regiment detected and adjusted the fire of Defense Forces missile and artillery units on Russian targets, it said. As a result of fire damage, 1 missile system was completely destroyed, 2 more were disabled and cannot be restored. Ukraine has begun using longer-range ballistic missiles against Russia that were secretly provided by the US, American officials have confirmed. The weapons were sent as part of a previous US support package and arrived this month. Officials said they were not announced publicly to maintain Ukraine's operational security. They have already been used at least once to strike Russian targets in occupied Crimea. Further US aid is now heading to Kyiv. More American weaponry is expected to be sent imminently, after President Joe Biden signed off on Wednesday a new package of economic and military support for Ukraine worth $61 billion, 49 billion. The missiles that have already been quietly provided are the longer-range version of the Army Tactical Missile Systems, ATACMS, a State Department spokesman confirmed on Wednesday. The US previously supplied Ukraine with a mid-range version of the ATACMS, but had resisted sending anything more powerful, partly over concerns about compromising US military readiness. Officials were also concerned that the Ukrainians could use the weaponry to strike inside Russian territory, causing the conflict to escalate, according to NBC, which first reported the news. The Ukrainians have long called for the systems, which can fire missiles up to 300 km, 186 miles. Mr. Biden is said to have secretly given the green light in February. Briefing reporters on Wednesday, the State Department spokesman confirmed that the provision of the longer-range ATACMS had been at the president's direct direction. The U.S. did not announce this at the onset in order to maintain operational security for Ukraine at their request, Vedant Patel explained. It is not clear how many of the weapons have already been sent, but U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan said Washington planned to send more. The longer-range ATACMS give Ukraine the ability to strike deeper into Russian-held areas, particularly bases, storage facilities, and logistics hubs. They were used for the first time last week to strike a Russian airfield in occupied Crimea, U.S. media reported, and then in an attack on Russian troops in the occupied port city of Berdyansk overnight on Tuesday. Russia said on Wednesday that the new weaponry will not fundamentally change the outcome of the war. Recent months have seen Kyiv step up its calls for Western assistance as its stocks of ammunition are depleted and Russia makes steady gains.